Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me clear up my mess and try and find my lights so I can get us organized. Guys, welcome to Woolly's World Live. Oh, I just unpassed it. There you go. Woolly's World Live on Friday night, guys. All is right with the world. We are live. It is Friday. It is hard to comprehend that it is Friday again and that this is the way that time just keeps going. But yes, here we are, guys. Here we are. We are looking at the firewood A to Z. And as far as I am aware, we are on the letter L. L for lemur. Lemur. Yes. Lima is actually what it is in the phonetic alphabet. So let me just have a little look and see what we have come up with. Somebody was talking about different types of firewood and stuff like that. Lubrication. Thanks, Roddy. Thanks. Limbing, logging, and limping. Limbing. Let's talk about limbing, guys. There's a whole lot of stuff there. Let's have a little crack. Mark, how's it going? Hello, just another little autumn. It is 9 p.m. That's what time it is here, and it's pitch dark. The winter time is setting in. We haven't changed our clocks over yet, but it is dark. So it's you can feel it. It's been wet all day. You know, winter, Halloween is coming, and winter is coming, and all that there stuff. So, but that is the way of it. It just keeps going. Oh, excuse me. So it's 9 p.m. here. So for me, I've been up since 6 this morning. So I am a little bit tired. But this is the way it is every Friday. So listen, what can we do about that? So what? Ed, how's it going? Yeah, dark. It's mad, isn't it? It just feels so dark. But it's a crappy day here. So not a lot of sunshine. A fair whack of rain. So, you know, an autumn day. Roddy, how's it going? How's the lubrication going? No way. 30 degrees. 30 degrees. We had about 2 days of 30-degree weather here this summer, and it's like moist. Good word, Roddy. It was little autumn. It was like two of the hottest days on record. We never ever get days like that. Well, no, we obviously do, but we don't get them very often. But we got 2 this year and we got 2 last year. So climate change, yay. So, guys, it has been an eventful week for Wooly, but an uneventful week for Red Branch Bushcraft. I think, because I don't remember. Guys, I was away all week. I only came back yesterday. So very warm here, Roddy. Very warm all day, like lashing rain. And I had my coat on, and I just had this light fleece and this Asics t-shirt, and I was roasting. I was like, here, Ed, go easy now, go easy. The last time Wooly felled a tree with an axe, he actually felled 2 trees with 2 axes, and I would say I was 4 days recovering from that. Boy, Jesus, it's such a different workout, right? I work out 3 times a week, and I only do calisthenics. I don't do anything else. So I do press ups and squats and pull ups and leg raises and stuff like that, old school stuff, and everything is push pull. Push pull. When you are swinging an axe at a tree, especially a 4-pound axe, like the Husqvarna axe is quite a heavy axe as well. Guys, when you are swinging it this way and you are engaging all your core muscles and your ass and all those muscles, boy, Jesus Christ. But you're rotating when doing it as well. It is, yes, I'm sending out Red Branch. Yes. There's a series of movies, of films coming out on that. videos coming out on that. My main winter project is getting the thinning done on Red Branch, so I'm always thinning it. 7 years I've been thinning it. My whole journey started with a carpenter's handsaw in Red Branch, thinning out trees. So, and that's, I think after maybe 2 days of that, I said, I think I'm going to have to get a chainsaw because it was just crazy. But swinging an axe at a tree is an unbelievably difficult thing to maintain. It's okay. You do it one day and it's okay. But the next day, your body is screaming. Lovely, Ed. Nice one. So it is such a crazy workout. I think you'd want to be swinging Indian clubs or something like that, working out with Indian clubs. I used to do a lot of kettlebells and stuff, and there is a lot of similar movements, I suppose. Yeah, good man, Roddy. That'll be good. Just don't do them on your own, boy. Some of them are beasts, and if they're beached, they're going to be tough. They're going to be. I keep hearing things down the stairs. They're going to be. I find a lot of the beach are around the same age. If they're big, they're all about 300 years old, and I'm not going to enter it until they do a Husqvarna one. And what you find, Roddy, is that if the trees are around 300 years of age, they're all going to start to fail. Yeah. Well, Pat, how's it going? That's the way to do it, Roddy. You let him do the hard work, and then you buck it all up, and you take all the firewood. So generally, the tree surgeons don't really want that stuff. Well, that's what used to be the case. Not so much here in Ireland. Gary's apologies. I just hit a big. Yes, a lot of typing. Typing. If it hadn't have been for a lot of typing, I wouldn't be here right now doing this, because it was working in a computer job, doing a lot of typing, that I hurt my back. And when I hurt my back, I ended up losing my job. Well, I ended up having to leave my job because I couldn't go back to it. I didn't lose my job. Human resources sort of pushed me in that direction. And I ended up spending a good time at home with back issues and not really able to do anything and trying to figure out a way back into it. And that's when I started getting into firewood and stuff. I know you think back issue, splitting firewood was really good for it because it really strengthened up my core, which strengthened up my back. So, and that is how I ended up here. Guys, I'm dying for a big, massive yawn. They did us a favor. Yes, they did us a favor. Yes, by pushing me out. Yes, strange situation to find yourself in. I know I've spoken about it before, guys, and I've spoken about back issues and stuff, and how it can affect you up here as well as physically. But that's just the way it goes. With a long-term injury, it can really wreck your head. You don't know what you're at. Well, look. So overall this week, I don't even remember what I did on Monday. Monday, did I have to go down and dismantle? Yeah, Monday, guys. Monday, we had a bad week weather-wise here. So a lot of rain, a lot of, the rivers in tanking in full flow, and it's sort of strange that it's this early in the season that happens. So I had to go down and I had to, I had to dismantle Red Branch. I had to try and tidy it up a bit because I cut down a load of trees last week. I cut down 10 trees last week. So, and what I did there, so I had to go down and basically spend 3 hours taking down tents, limber up before a swim. Yes. So that is what I ended up doing a lot of this week. I ended up swimming. I was up around your part of the country, Ed. I was in Ballymena Hay. Big shopping centre in Ballymena Hay. I was actually in a place called, wasn't even Ballymena. Was it Ballymena? Galgorm. was in the Galgorm. Yes, limber up for swinging an axe. Limbing L, guys. L is a bit of a funny one. Why were you, Tom? It was my wedding anniversary. It wasn't my wedding anniversary, but it was my wedding anniversary trip. We were in the Galgorm estate. If anybody from Ireland knows what that place is, say, oh my God. Ballyclare. I think we were more south than Ballyclare, weren't we? But yeah, so that's what I was doing all week. So very little time to be actually doing any forestry work or splitting wood or anything like that. So I still need to get, oh, okay, I get it, yeah. I still need to get up to and finish off my firewood, my mountain firewood. You're going to do a slash pile? So I hear, Pat. So I hear. You will find that there is a reason why arborists or tree surgeons, why they chip so much stuff. Very posh, Ed. Oh my God, very posh. Like a strange cult. Everybody's walking around wearing brown robes. It's like we're all trainee Jedis or so. Oh, an incinerator. Trainee Jedis or something like that. And we're all walking around in our brown robes and everything. So, Randy, how's it going, buddy? It was a very posh, very nice outdoor hot tubs and all that stuff, and saunas and jacuzzis and swimming pools and steak dinners and just unreal. Good man, Randy. Good to hear it. Just like the rest of us then. Old and tired and too old for this. So it is Tom and Ed, you are probably close enough to each other geography wise. So so what was I going to say? What was I saying? Come on, snap out of it. So as far as everything is concerned, guys, everything is pretty much the same. What good club? What? I don't know, Roddy. What are you talking about? Anyway, I'll catch up. So listen, let me know what you guys have been up to this week. Anything I get you. Listen, Roddy. Old, tired, and forgetful. You're forgetting about that one. Roddy is Scottish. But yes, he's he's in the old and tired club like the rest of us. 4 free saws, 1 new chain sharpener, Craftsman, a pull-on, and 2 still chainsaws, an 025 and an 066. See, a lot of that, I don't know what they are. No, it's not. No insults here. Nobody was insulting anybody. Let's say lost in translation. That's the simplest way to put it. So I have a question, right? This is something that came up the other day, right? I'm delving a little bit. Nice, Marcus. Nice. Mark, that is true because and that is a very similar. Ross on the land, how's it going, buddy? The weed whacking or the brush cutting is a similar body movement then to swinging an axe at a tree. Okay, so bear with me on this, right? So if you are swinging an axe at a tree, you are chopping like this, okay? And you're chopping like that. If you are brush cutting, you are moving from side to side, okay? Like this. And that is up, core, chest, okay? Your arms are staying still. You don't move a brush cutter like this, right? You move it like this. Everybody, you know that, right? So for extended periods of time, for an extended period of time, it is very tiresome on the core, right? You've seen bucking go on and on. If you guys are watching bucking often, you've seen him go on and on and on about core strength and core flexibility and doing his medicine ball or his what do you call it? His yoga ball stuff, okay? And that's all about his core strength, and that's what he's trying to do. Is he is trying to stop himself from falling apart by doing all these core exercises. So it's tough. It's tough on the body, like. So you gotta, yeah, yes, Benjamin. You gotta keep yourself right. If you think about it, you're chopping. If you're splitting wood, bang. You don't split wood like this, or you don't split wood like this. It's always straight up over the head and straight down. So the cutting down of a tree, seven dead standing. Jesus, man. Ross, that's good, but that's a brilliant start, Randy. This is the thing. Ross, I have a video coming out where I cut down and processed. I tried to do 10 trees in 2 hours. I'm not going to tell you if I did it or not. Do you know why I'm not going to tell you? It's because I don't know, because I kept losing count. And even when I was counting the stumps, I was confused because some of them had been cut down the week before and I didn't know what stump was what. Now you're talking big trees, Ross. Big trees. Some of them were at least 10 to 14 inches wide. So that's what I was doing a couple of weeks ago. It could have been last week. Jesus. Not very big trees, Benjamin. Not very big trees. Listen, and this is the thing. You can cut down a tree in 2 to 5 minutes, and that's getting it on the ground. And some of them get hung up, you know. So the maximum was about 5 minutes. But it takes you 20 minutes to limit, and takes you, you know, and drag all the brush and put it away. Now they're all pine trees, right? All pine trees, but some of them were very open to the sun, so they weren't just straight pine with little tiny branches. They had big branches and stuff like that. So it's I was buckled at the end of it. I was like, this is so difficult. I must edit the video. No. Little small trees. Jesus, imagine. What were you cutting down, Ross? How big were they? Of course, the bending and the lifting's good as well, as long as you're doing it right. I was always very aware of my back because I always had a physical life. So I was always, when I was an outdoor pursuits instructor, you're lifting kayaks and you're lifting canoes and you're hauling ropes and rock climbing equipment, and you're always carrying heavy stuff everywhere. So you're always doing manual handling. You're always checking to make sure that you're okay and you're safe like that. What I wasn't prepared for, what I wasn't prepared for was that it would be nice, Roddy. Good man. Jerry's supposed to burn nice. What I wasn't prepared for was that it would actually be sitting at a desk that would end up injuring my back. And that's what happened. That's how I hurt my back. I was working for an online bank, so I spent all my time like this. Here's the thing, Pat. They all fell over. Very little hung up. I couldn't believe it. No, that's not true. I'm going to let you find that out for yourself. You're going to have to watch the video, guys. And I really need to edit it so I can figure out how many trees I actually cut down. So, come on, boy. I'm going to take off my jumper. Okay. So enough. Stay you. enough talking from me. So here is the crack. Yeah. I have to go over there because everybody was giving out because I was showing off my belly all the time. But that's exactly it, Pat. That's it. That's, you see, that's the thing, Tom. You know, so we're all as it's a little one. It's a little one. So that, you know, so that's the thing. So keeping yourself right, eating the right food, looking after your body and your mind is as important. And we know that, guys. We know. I have done Randy, YouTube has held your comment for review. When you see this comment, like, why would YouTube hold that for review? What is that all about? It sure is, Mark. What tool, Roddy? What tool is it? The one about your 12 valleys. 12 valleys. That comment, Randy. Which tool is that, Roddy? The one with the hook that I use for rolling the trees. It's just called a felling bar. You can buy it on Amazon for about 30 quid. And you can get longer ones. I would suggest get the longest one you can. Yeah, Roddy. I think in the States you guys call them a log ox, do you? I know, Randy. I don't get it. I don't understand at all. What is wrong with that comment? Why would YouTube? So YouTube, if a comment is potentially something, I don't remember what it is, it comes up grayed out for me, and I have an option to show it or to hide it to allow the comment to go through. So, for example, if one of you cursed or typed in something like that, the one where you said, I can fit 12 of your bellies into mine, that comment. So, Roddy, it's called a felling bar. If you message me tomorrow, I'll send you a link to it. So I know, Randy, crazy. It's very handy tool. I've seen boys put them in and stand on them, you know, and it pops it up. So it's like a flip. But the little hook on it is dead handy, okay? But you guys in the States would call that hook a log ox, I think you call it. There's a log ox, a brand. Is that the one that you use to stand it up? Am I getting that wrong? Yes, bellies. I wonder why. Anyhow, so limbing of trees, guys. The limbing of trees. Limbing of trees is snedding. Let's go snedding. Nice, Ed. Nice. Did I send you an email about hedges and stuff like that, Ed? I would like about 34 acres. Did I send you the email about the Woodland Trust and how they will about planting forests and stuff? It's hard to know. I can't remember. Jesus, I can't even remember what happened 5 minutes ago. What are we talking about again? Limbing. So, yes. Sometimes limbing can be. Have you ever limbed a tree with an axe? Limbing a tree with an axe is quite. You mean a cant hook? Or would it be a cant straight? I don't know. With a bill hook, yeah, that would be quite satisfactory as well. No, not satisfactory, satisfying. Limbing trees with an axe is really satisfying. It's like you get, well, doing a pine tree is, and I'm even talking something, you know, 2-3 inch branches and stuff like that. If you come at it from from the bottom of the tree up, and you just get it in the right place. They go bonk, and they just pop off. It's so cool. It's so cool. But then that's another thing. You're swinging it at a funny angle. You got to be careful with that one, because that's how you put out your back. But yes, it is very, very cool. But limbing, guys, limbing big trees is it's a puzzle. Nice one, Ed. Yeah, Randy. Or take the leg straight off you. Chocolate would be a good word as well. So it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. Now, not very often will I get the chance to work on a big tree, but some of those big sycamores, you're talking branches can be 30 to 40 inches, huge, massive weight in them, like tons and tons of weight. So everything is compression and tension, and they're up in the air, and and you're up on top of the tree trying to get them down. Jesus, Mark, it can take a lot of concentration sometimes. I remember dismantling a big sycamore, and you turn up to this thing and you're looking at it and you're going to yourself, where do you start? Where do you start? So this is what I generally do, is that I don't go in and start at the main part of the tree and cut it so it comes down. So I will cut as much off these limbs from the outside as I can to get them smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, so there's less weight. I've done more than I remember, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So maybe about 10-ish. Lily, close that door, will you? So it's just, some of them are just crazy, like, no handsaws then. Yeah, reduce the weight. That's a far better way of putting it. That's far more articulate than I was, Tom. Yes. So reduce the weight, because I try to use all of the wood. So the little branches and stuff, they can go down the red branch and they can be used within reason. Some of the stuff I'll just lift and drag it over into the ditch. But but definitely anything from wrist thickness, and I've only little small wrists, guys. Anything from wrist thickness up, I will be taking and I will be using. Yeah, and it's mostly beech and maple. Well, sycamore that I end up getting here. Ash is handy enough, depending on the tree. I suppose it depends on the tree for all of these, but a lot of the times it's limbing is where it can go really wrong. So you have, especially if a tree has fallen over and it's lying on top of all these limbs. Good man, Ed. So this is the thing. So you have massive amounts of compression. You have massive amounts of energy being stored on one little limb. So if you guys look back through my old videos, there is a video called Tree Questions. I think it's called something like that. I think. And one of the trees is something that is down. Yeah, it only shows me 7, Roddy. Exactly, Tom. So a lot of the times, so when I'm limbing, I'm always try to stay uphill of the tree. It's not always possible. Sometimes you have to go downhill. Like do you remember the tree that when I knocked the piece off it, the whole stump sat back like that, right? Very dramatic. Very, very cool. Yeah, exactly, Randy. And you don't want to be there when it rolls, because the tree is stopping for nobody. Tons and tons and tons and tons of weight. When you think about the amount of wood that you've lifted in your life, and you think about the tonnage that you've lifted, it's shocking. Shocking amount of weight. So that tree and the tree that I'm doing at the minute up the mountain, they were all lying on one branch. The whole weight of that tree was resting on one little branch, right? Now, this is my question. No, I actually was going to ask another question. Let me see. I'll do this one first. Okay. So, the fibers in a tree run in a certain direction. Let's imagine that a pine tree is straight like this, and inside this tree, the fibers are running up, and the fibers split off into branches. Okay, so the fibers are running this way. Okay, so if the tree is like this or it's like this, you got fibers are going to be stretched on one side and compressed on the other side. Okay, compression. Yes, we all understand the meaning of that. Okay, so if a tree is left, right? Say, for example, this is a tree and it has fallen over something, right? But it is bent over like this, right? So that would be, there'd be a lot of tension there and there'd be compression there, okay? Now, over time, do the fibers in that tree, as they start to break down, as the freshness and the greenness goes out of them, and that as that wood starts to become seasoned, does the compression go away, or is the compression always in that tree? That's a question. Now, I don't know the answer. I'm asking that question. Okay, let me know what you think there, guys. So, nice. Good memories. Does that make sense to people? So, it's always there. Always there. Okay. Second question. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm sure, Ross, that you get to a certain stage and let's put it out as usable wood. Usable wood. Okay. Here's the question. Peterson's Farm of Nashville. How's it going? Yes, Randy, sort of. Yeah. So it's like this, right? Hey, that is interesting. There's a Simon, but you're here. That's the important thing. Here is the second question, right? UK and Ireland people, the price of fuel has gone up 100%. Let's say, for example, it's gone up 100%. It's probably gone up about 80%, okay? But percentage-wise, if the price of fuel for your car has gone up 100%, why has the price of home heating oil gone up 300%? Does anybody know? 200%, whatever it is. I think it's gone from 50p a litre to 50p a litre to £2 a litre. Does anybody know? Does anybody have an explanation for this? Nod. Are you watching? This is your question. I don't understand. Home heating oil was always the cheapest. Why is it now the most expensive? Like, we are facing into a very tough winter. A lot of places are facing into a tough winter. And To what end, Simon? Like, what would be the reasoning behind this? I'm not doubting your answer. I'm just trying to figure this out. This is something that came up in conversation with my neighbor. And yeah, I understand, Roddy. And he was asking the question. And he said, put this out in Wally's world. He watches the videos, guys. There's a fly buzzing about my room. He has been annoying me. That's not bad, Simon. But when you think about it, would have been 50p a litre or less, you know, last year or the year before. It's crazy prices. Crazy prices. And here's this one we're dropping. Guys, kerosene, yeah. 65p a litre at the start of the year. At the start of the pandemic, it was for nothing. It was for absolutely nothing. And petrol and diesel was the same as well. It was, I think, petrol and diesel dipped to its lowest here in 10 years. So it was 99p a litre. Okay, so that's true, Roddy. That is true. But this is the thing, right? This time last year, I did a live feed about yeah, but it's not piped directly into your house, you see. Hang on a sec, Randy. So it's not piped directly into your house. They deliver it in trucks and they fill a tank with it. It doesn't come that far. Well, it does. I suppose it does. But the gas here is the same. All these things, all these natural resources, we don't have them. So everything comes in. The price of cooking oil is linked to the price of diesel. Hang on, don't get me. Don't distract me. Don't distract me. Don't sell it, Roddy. Don't sell it. Don't sell one piece of it. You keep every piece of that for yourself, man. You have no idea. And you stack it and you stack it for next year and you stack it for the year after. Okay. And that is gold in the bank right there. Do not sell one stick of firewood. You will regret it. Okay. That is what I would say. I will never sell firewood unless I have enough timber that I'm actually setting up a firewood business. I will not sell firewood. It is too precious. Too precious. Well, that's good, Roddy. So now you get working on year 4. That's the way you do it. You get working on year 4. Okay. Guys, I wish. I am working at the minute. I am working on next year's supply. So it would be winter 23, 24. So this time last year, right? This time last year, I did a live stream about the expected hike in fuel prices and how all of us, as in me, you guys in the comments, how we all need to be getting our resources together because the shit was going to hit the fan when it comes to these different things, right? So that was this time last year, guys, and I had already been reading that the price of gas and petrol and oil and all these things was going to double after Christmas. No, it was going to go up 50% after Christmas, which is Christmas past. Yeah. There was no mass war in the Ukraine. There was, of course, the fighting going on in the annexed region, but there was none of this mass war that they're talking about. And well, they're not really talking about it now, are they? There was none of this stuff going on, and already people were predicting that these prices were going to rise and rise and rise and rise and rise. Okay, and then all of a sudden the prices are going up. They're still going up, and people say, "Why is this going on? What's happening here? What's happening? Why are we spending so much on this?" Oh, it's the war in the Ukraine. It's the Russia are in control of the pipelines, and they're cutting everybody off, so everything's skyrocketing through the roof, guys. Is it? Go for it, Randy. Ed, Simon, I have a big dog, and I have invested heavily in precious metals, those being lead, brass, and steel, and powder. So, and an axe or two. No problem, Randy. Take your time. Excellent, Pat. Excellent. If we can, Ed, if we can, I don't see them coming out with any incentives, you know. But you know, and this is the thing, I have been fortunate in that I have never had an issue, but a friend of mine I know got a lot of firewood stolen. And Peterson's farm, that would be perfect, except my yoke's too tall. I have a pickup truck. My little short arse legs wouldn't be able to reach the ground. I'd just be going like this. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. But yes, I understand. You know, so like I think people in England are getting it worse than people in Ireland. I think that's the way it is at the minute. Like energy is going up, but I don't think we're having quite the same knock-on effect as they're having in England, right? So food or fuel, that's what they're talking about in England, isn't it? They're talking about people making the decision whether or not to buy fuel or whether or not to buy food. Guys, I've got something on my glasses. And that is mental. That is mental when you think about what we are supposed to be as a civilization. And this is the stark reality that lots of people are facing. You know, like, what the hell is going on? Really, what is going on? You know, people talk about the Great Reset and all, New World Order and all that crack, but like, I don't know. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist head, guys. I do feel that something is coming down the line, and I know I've said that for a while, guys, and people come on and say I'm a bit of a conspiracy nut, but I'm not. I'm not. I just sort of, maybe I am. Maybe I need a tinfoil hat, you know? Maybe we all bloody do. Maybe this is what's coming. Well, Roddy, I'm all for independence, right? That is how you do it, Randy. That is how you do it. So this, okay, cast your mind back to 3.5 years ago, right? I do that, Randy, and do you know what I find is that I have some eucalyptus, and it is real slow burning, and it is great for that. You just put that on the fire and you close everything down by and just let it burn. Ah, Ed, that's why there's so many small businesses going out of business at the minute, because they can't afford their electricity. Like if you read any newspaper, they're talking all these small restaurants and stuff like that. They're all closing down, closing down, closing down. So, wow. Jonathan, how's it going, buddy? You're very welcome. It's unreal. It's crazy. Guys, I'm going to have to go let a dog out. Just give me a second, okay? I got a new torch. Check this, you'll get. It is 1200 lumens, Randy. Hey, Pops. You okay? Come on out. Come on. he's coming, he's coming. Okay. Where were we? Well, the problem, Ed, is that if you dig a bunker at Red Branch, it's underneath the water table, so it would be a swimming pool. So, up to 13. What's up to 13? Can you see 13 thumbs up there? Yeah, they sent me a new one, Pat. Look, it's like the little small one I had, except it's a big one. Look, rotational, very powerful. Let me see now. Magnetic, love it. It's a big guy for in your pocket, but it's slim enough. So, so this is the. Doesn't show anything like that for me. Just shows 11 people watching. Oh, 13 thumbs up. There you go. So, what are we talking about? Somebody refresh my mind. I know I was giving out about. Okay, 3.5 years ago. Not tomorrow, Aaron. Not tomorrow. It's going to be next week. Okay, guys. So 3.5 years ago, right? Oh, me belly fiddle. Nah, guys. 3.5 years ago, the world was in turmoil, right? Everybody was protesting everything. People had enough of governments. The yellow vests had taken over France. Paris was locked down because these people were protesting against the governments and all these things that the governments were doing, right? All that was happening. Civil unrest was in London. It was in Glasgow. It was in Paris. It was in Dublin. It was in all these cities, and the people were standing up to their governments, right? They were standing up to their governments. And what happened? What happened? COVID happened. Everybody was sent to their houses for 2 years. And all that went away, right? So now what is happening is that everything is so expensive that people are starting to break out again, and you're going to start to see more protests and civil unrest. Okay, so there was a thing in the news about how the head of the British Metropolitan Police they are prepping the police for massive civil unrest, right, in England, right, and it's going to be everywhere because this is a worldwide thing. It's not a UK Ireland thing. Who's Rucos? So it's like it's called the Nocta, the H18, HL18. So so all this is coming back, right? Well, I sort of have a deal with Brinate where they send me these things and I test them for them. So and I have a company called Mascot coming on board, and those guys are going to give me workwear to wear on the channel, so which is cool. I just need to get that organized. So all this is going to happen, and what is going to happen after, right? If we look at the way things they all go, everything goes like this, it just goes in a circle. Civil unrest. Lock them down. Everybody comes out of lockdown. Everybody's annoyed at the government. Civil unrest. Lockdowns. Are we going to see a repeat of what happened? Oh, yeah, I know, Randy. I know. But they were the only one that reached out to me, so they are what I use. So this is what I mean. Are we going to end up in a cycle? Protest, lockdown, protest, lockdown, protest, lockdown. Is it going to be COVID? Is it going to be something else? Fuel and food rationing. Well, couldn't be the monkeypox. Guys, I don't know. Fuel rationing, yes. I see no issues with food. Yes, I would agree. It is time to stock up on food. Yes. I haven't seen now. you do go into some shops and stuff just isn't there, but it's not a case that you're going in and there's bare shelves. Do you know what I mean? So I would be stocking up. I would be stocking up on tin foods, guys, and I would be buying military rations. That's what I would be doing. Now, they don't need to be, 24-hour meal pouches or something like that, but you can go on to, in the UK, you can go on to the Prepper's Bunker, or there is another one, the Prepper's something, and they do really good box sets where you get like 40 meals for like 20 quid or something like that. So main meals. So these things are good. Yeah, Randy. Yeah. And yeah, Pat, you're right. It just keeps going and going and going. It's like the bloody Duracell bunny, and we just never figure this crap out, do we? So, like, all this was going on in England, right? And there wasn't even a prime minister. There wasn't even a prime minister there to do anything about it. So, attention has shifted away from that now as well, with the Queen dying and stuff like that, guys. I don't have an opinion on that. I'm Irish. It doesn't. Mad Ape, how's it going? It wouldn't be very. It's it's not something that affects me. So the people will be distracted for a little while. Yes, Marlon, how's it going, buddy? It is not about us. It's about the rich and the powerful, and it's about how they stay rich and powerful. That's what I think. Do you know I spent the 10 minutes before? 10 minutes ago, I spent about 5 minutes telling everybody how I was not a conspiracy theorist. And now I have just listed 10 minutes of conspiracy theories. Yes, Lamborghini tractors. We were talking about Lamborghini tractors. So it is. It's going to be a tough winter, guys. I think that's the bottom line. It's going to be a tough winter. Tough winter is going to make a tough spring, and summer. Yeah, Randy, I know. Well, listen, this is the thing, Simon. So if you buy those little pouches that the MREs, that the main meals that come in the army rations, you can eat them cold, or you boil them in water. Do you know what I mean? So when you're cooking the rice, you put the packet in and it all cooks at the same time. Very fuel. Yeah, I know boiling stuff is not very fuel efficient. But I have a lot of different stoves, for that reason. So I have a kerosene stove, and I have multi-fuel stoves. I have, I have alcohol stoves and all that different thing. So, and of course, if it comes to the bit, excuse me, I can always cook on my fire. So there is that. It will be very slow, but you can always do it. So I feel that once again we are finding ourselves in the same situation, guys, unfortunately. So that is what I advise. Roddy, don't give one stick of that firewood away. Get it all stacked, get it all put away, get it all, get a cover on the top of it. Don't cover it. You need airflow or it'll go off on you. But that's what I'd be doing, guys. Tinned foods, anything at all, just get it. Just buy a little bit extra every week if you can. See, this is it, Simon. People rely on the freezer. Ice cream Holio, you're very welcome. You just missed Peppy. Jesus, you guys should meet. It's like you're never in the room at the same time, guys. So this is the issue as well. So I would be saying canned goods. Canned goods is the way to go. So. But definitely military rations, and even if they're out of date, they'll still last for 20 years after the date that's on them. And that's to do with the way that they are made and the way that they are sealed. So, yeah. Oh, you just missed them, Holio. I know. Renewable energy. Guys, if we could figure out how to... I know somebody who has a biodigester that he made himself, that he is cooking from the gas that his leftover food scraps are making. That is impressive. That is super impressive. Guys, Friday Night Live, excellent. I think maybe we should do one. Yes, that's it. That's it, Peterson. But Peterson Farms. But unfortunately, unlike you guys in the States, we do not have the same access. No, access is not the right word. We do not have the same game that you guys have. We are very low on wild animals that you can harvest and process because it's so much farming here. There's not a lot of wild land left, and it's just, you know, it's there, but it's awkward, and all that stuff is gone here. You know, like there's no canning here. Nobody cans. Nobody does anything like that. Nobody preserves their own food. Like this is, I was talking to my neighbor the other day, and I was telling them how people used to call up to my house and they would laugh at me for cutting and splitting my own firewood. It'd be like, what are you doing here? You can just go down to the shop and you can buy it, you know. And I'd be like, well, I actually enjoy doing this, and this is why I'm doing it. And there's all my firewood for the year, you know, in one big thing. And now, you know, firewood's gone through the roof and stuff like that. I'm sure those people are thinking to themselves, well, you know, that's brilliant, Ed. Do you know, Pat, the stuff that you get over here, the rations that you get over here aren't bad at all. Nice, Simon. Nice. Guys, I'm going to leave that there for this evening. It has been interesting. I'm going to show that. Do you know, Peppy, that it actually held your ice cream holio is peppy for people who don't understand this whole big thing that we got going a couple of weeks ago. Really? Yeah, Peppy. See, you've confused yourself there. You see, so that's why I had to step in there, guys. Maybe we should do one on prepping next week. Winter prep. Maybe that's what we should do. Get some ideas down, guys. Some of you guys are really good at this stuff. Really, really good at this stuff. So, you know, maybe we should do something like that. If you think that we should do that, guys, I'll put a wee poll up in the community section of the page and let me know what you think and ideas that you would like to talk about. M for prepping. Guys, if we can scrape together £1 million, there's 200 acres for sale just up the road here. We could buy it and we could all live in a commune. Well, I could live in it and I could stand outside and shoot you when you tried to get into it. More chainsaws. So much for lubrication, eh? Guys, I will put the post up in the community section. Let me know what you think. Is this topic that has sort of taken over this live stream, is this something that you would like to talk about further? Let me know. Guys, stay frosty.